Yes, you know the vibes. We are back. We are back with another live stream with another match preview. Chelsea versus Manchester United. Game that was used to be first versus second. It's now second versus fourth place. I think we're now up to fourth place now. Did West Ham push us down to fifth? Regardless of, it's still in a big top four race. Manchester United looking the team most ahead out of everybody, but this result is going to be massive in terms of Manchester United's hopes in either maintaining second place or being dragged deeper and deeper into a top four race. But we're going to delve deeper into Manchester United's form, Chelsea's form. We're going to do a combined 11. Everything that you expect you're going to see on this live preview. But first off, got my guest with me right here now. Saeed, what are you saying, bro?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. You know what I'm saying? We're here in Ladonia, like I always say, man. And yeah, man, hopefully looking forward to this game, man. It's going to be a big game, and I think it's the 6 point of this one. We win, we're clear of you, and if you beat us, boy, that top four race is going to get absolutely sticky. But yeah, man, hopefully it's going to be a good game, man. And hopefully, finally, it kind of, like the hype is, you know what I mean, it's justified. Because I feel like for me, the top 6 games have been a bit dead, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. So hopefully the top 6 games, man, they prove what they are and what they used to be back in the day. You know.
It is, but it's also low key because I think this is separate to the pair of us. We've both been absolutely shocking when it's come to top 6 teams this season. Like we only just beat our first one in Spurs. Have you guys beaten the top 6 team yet?
Not really, mate. No, actually, no. And we got 1 goal in the top 6. So listen, it's not great.
Oh, yeah. That was the 1-1 against Arsenal, wasn't it?
No, it was the goal against Tottenham, the penalty. Bruno. The Bruno penalty, that's about it, really. I think we haven't got a goal in the top 6 game, which is, for me, that's why I'm not confident, man. And you're going to see a different vibe. Normally, I come here, I'm very gassed. I'm a bit, you know what I mean? I'm passionate, but I think for me, I'm going to come in a bit humble tonight and just, you know what I mean? Let's see what your energy is, and then I'll bring something back. But we're not confident, man. I'm not going to lie to you, man. With top 6, we've been awful. And we've been very, very, for me, cowardly. I think Ollie's been coward in the top 4, the top 6 games. He just hasn't gone for it. Pogba on the right. So surely something's got to break, man. Surely. You would hope so, wouldn't you? For our sake.
Yeah, for your sake. Definitely. Yeah. I won't mock it too much because I will say charity FC and everything. We've been burnt way too many times this season to start doing it again. But that's the thing that leaves me with a bit of optimism because both of us haven't been that good against the big games, but we're starting to turn a corner right now, whereas you guys are still kind of stuck in the same bit of purgatory with Ole. But we're going to delve deeper into it later on in the video. Also, I got my partner in crime, Lawrence. What are you telling me, bro?
Bro, I'm good. I'm excited. You know, it's coming up to the big game, like Saeed said. You know, let's hope it lives up to it for once. And you know, hopefully for us, we get the dub and that makes the top 4 race very spicy. You know, at the end of the day, the league title is gone. You know, Man City were just gonna go and take that. So let's hope we just make the rest of the league a little bit interesting. You know, exactly like Saeed said. You know, let's just hope it's an exciting game. It can be an exciting rest to the season. Like that's what we all hope for. And you know, we spoke to Flex yesterday, obviously, and it's like there's different ways of looking at this game. You know, Man United will probably sit deep and either be happy for a 0-0 or try to get a 1-0. And our final third end product hasn't been that great, so it will probably either be a 0-0 or we get a 1-0. Sadly, you know, let's hope we're wrong, but sadly, that's kind of how we have to look at it, I reckon.
That's the thing, and for me, the first thing I want to say is, can we all just agree and hope that this game is more interesting than the last one was? Because that one was like watching paint dry. It was another one of them ones where it's like, we could play for another 3 hours, you could restart the clock and everything, no team scoring. It was an absolute drag.
I feel like when you realise when Kante was trying to be the playmaker, I remember Kante when he drove from the midfield and he went past a few players and then just went into no man's land. That was literally the epitome of what that game was. Like, it was just so dead. But maybe that moment when Maguire pulled down Aspilicueta, maybe them kind of moments back changed, but we're reaching. I just thought Lampard wanted to draw. You see that at the end. I don't know if you see the image of all his smiling, you know. And Lampard almost saying,
he was probably both of us, just Lampard was keeping it hidden.
Yeah, he was keeping it hidden and whatnot, but for us, mate, you know, that game was terrible, man. You know, with both teams 5 at the back, you know what? It was awful, mate. And I feel like for me, I just hope it gives us goals, mate. Some goals. I remember Stamford Bridge, like even when I was Ferguson, we never used to win there, but there used to be goals, entertaining. You know, what I mean, it used to be very, very entertaining. Remember when David De Gea missed that, when he saved that from the Kwan Mata shot. You know, them kind of games when we miss them games, and I hopefully it comes back because I feel like,
Of course, you missed that. You came back from 3-0 down at the bridge that time.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, we missed that.
Better, though.
Hernandez. But for me, yeah, what I think football, what we're trying to do is we're overly kind of complicating it. I just think football, just let it be, man. I feel like a lot of managers are very inexperienced right now. You know, obviously when you had Lampard, Oli, Arteta, I feel like for me, like everyone's been a bit too cagey. Just relax, play your football, and then whatever happens, happens. But I feel like there's a lot of, for me, there's a lot of kind of, if we lose that game, what would the fans say? But I think if you go for it, I think fans will respect you. And I feel like that's the way forward for me. You go for it, play expansive style of football, and then I'd probably say, you know what, okay, but you went for it, rather than say, you know what, 0-0, I'll take the, from the get-go, we'll sit 5 at the back, and then 2 banks of 4, whatever, and just sit back and park the bus,
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't really expect anything, especially from you guys, less than a defensive performance. But the difference in this game and the last one is the 0-0 draw going into that. I think both teams had no confidence. Like with us, we were literally individual mistakes. FC every single game we were making a mistake that led to a goal, and it was always an individual error that led to it. You guys, like as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. You lot didn't start the season particularly well either, right?
No, we didn't. We lost to Palace, mate. You know what I mean? And they thrashed us. I'm not gonna lie to you. They destroyed us. I think the next game after that, I think was it Brighton we won. But I think we had it. Brighton.
That was the full-time one where they pulled it back.
Yeah, and for me, I remember going mad at that game after the game, and I went that for me, I'm not celebrating that win because we've got away with that. We played terrible, and a lot of fans said, "But why are you moaning? What are you doing?" And then what happened after that? 6-1 game came after that, didn't it? So we had a terrible start, and then we went on a big win on a run, and I feel like for me, it kind of established a kind of a momentum. But I still believe that this season we're not playing good football. It is a lot of individual brilliance. It is a lot of kind of, moments that we're relying on, especially Bruno, Rashford. They've been for me, our 2 kind of most impactful players in terms of goals. You get their goals, and it's probably half of what Man United are getting, Them 2 alone have been contributing a lot to Man United. So it's, for me, I just don't like the fact that, we can rely on 2 players and then almost expect to beat Chelsea. That's why I feel like it's going to be a tough game for them too, because you look at what we've got and you look at what Chelsea got. I can look at Alonso being a threat. I can look at Jorginho being a threat from the base. I can look at certain Reece James's crosses. You know what I mean? I can look at Chelsea and realize there's threats all over the pitch. But when I look at Man United, it's Bruno, Rashford, and then I'm looking around thinking, McTominay, maybe could get your goal outside the box, but I'm reaching. I'm really reaching.
Is it solely the pair of them that have dragged you to second place?
I'm not gonna lie to you, but it has
the other players as well.
The thing is, for me, I think what you got to realize is, I think Martial got 7 goals, Cavani's got 7 goals, the McTominay's got 7 goals. The rest of them, I haven't got them many. Bruno's got loads of goals this season. Rashford's got so many goals this season. Apart from that, there's not many that got goals. Greenwood's been a shadow of the player he was. Who else has been out there? Matta's hardly played. Van der Beek's hardly played. Fred doesn't get any goals. What's
the situation with Van der Beek in general? Because this is your big signing, and if it's an integration thing, I understand, because it happens with City sometimes. But with you guys, he's barely even come off the bench with you lot, or he's barely ever started games. Like, what's the thing with him?
I don't know. I think Oli doesn't fancy him, or I don't know how Oli utilizes him. That's the difference, mate. I think the signing, for me, everyone was excited, man. We saw a player who can play football, but we just don't play to strengths, mate. We don't play football. So if you can't play football, in this team where it's one touch, you're looking at Martial. I'm not going to forgive Martial this season in terms of the goals here, but what he likes to do is not suiting Man United this season. What Van der Beek does, one touch, close control football, it's give and go. We don't do that. We literally play efficient football. We literally want to get goals, and that's about it. We don't really kind of play good football. It's never too fancy. It's literally just force the ball into their net, and it's by all means. And I feel like Van der Beek for me, Bruno, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't know what position he wants to fit him in. He doesn't know where to play him. He doesn't know what style to play him in, because when you look at Van der Beek's style and the way McTominay and Fred play, it's polar opposites, absolute polar opposites. You know, he can keep the ball. They're more pressing. They are more kind of energy in there. And I feel like for me, I think it was a Man United signing rather than an Ole signing. But then again,
I was going to ask that as well.
Yeah, that was more of a Man United signing than Ole signing. But then again, Ole did say to him, apparently made a phone call saying, he's excited for him to come and whatnot. So I don't know, mate. I just know that next season
sounds
we have
very
a new manager.
Lampard-ish. I can't lie, because we had the same situation where literally everybody except for Ben Chilwell was a signing that Lampard didn't specifically call for, but he was okay to take with him. And with that in mind for you guys then, do you see Ole as part of your board's big-term plans? Because I know you lot, well, I say as a fan base, it's very 50-50, or if anything, it's more dominant towards Ole out. But with the board, I feel like if they wanted to got rid of Ole, they would have done it already. So with that in mind, what's the long-term plan with Ole? Is it just about him reaching his targets and then continuing to move from there? Or do they genuinely see him as a long-term manager for the future?
See, this is a weird one. This is what I try to say to myself. What would the board be thinking? I think the board have got the perfect man. I really do. I think they've got the perfect man in terms of a yes man, a person who, for me, won't challenge the Glazers. And I know people saying, but why would a manager ever challenge the Glazers? He wouldn't get anything he wants then. But I just feel like for me, when we had a walkout and a protest lined up, he said, "Don't walk out on us." I don't know if that was from the Glazers telling him to do that, Woodward and PR team telling him to do that. I'm not sure. But when I look at it, you got a manager for me who is probably, who will never ever get a job like this ever in his career again. I don't think he'll get a job in the Premier League, I'll be honest with you. I don't think many clubs in the Premier League will take him. I feel like, when you look at it, he's a club legend. The fans love him. You know what I mean? He's the famous ever goal for Man United, mate. The flick on and we won the treble. It will always be about, and I feel like for me, when you've got that and you've got like a fan base who still love him, and I think majority of people who come in the United Stadium, they still love Ole, and they still see it reverberate around Old Trafford. And I don't mind that because I feel like he is still a legend. But what you got to realize is, though, the football on the pitch is suffocating. I feel like for me, I've always looked at it from a manager's perspective. I said, can you see a manager winning trophies? And could you see Lampard winning trophies? I think the answer was no. But I think a lot of Chelsea fans, they rode on the kind of expectation of, he's a legend though. Let's give him time. Let's see what he's about, man. It's the right way, isn't it? It's Lampard is the right way to win a trophy. Imagine this, a player who's been a legend football club. He comes and he manages and he wins a Premier League trophy. That's probably the best ever romantic story there ever is. You know what I mean? But I feel like what Man United fans have never done is, and I've always done this for me, I've put the manager, the player, never together. I've never based it on sentiment. I've based it on what best for Man United Football Club. And I've always said for me, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, for me, we can never win trophies with this manager. It's as simple as that, man. You know what I mean? And that's where my kind of stance has always been on. I just don't want I don't want Ole out for the sake of it. I don't want Ole out for you guys to say, right, Lampard out, we'll bring in John Terry as manager. It don't work like that, does it? I want an established manager who has a style, who has a system, like Tuchel maybe, there's a system and a style to take this club further forward. And if you can do that, then that's what Man United wants. You know what I mean? And that's the problem with me. Do Man United want trophies, or are we just here for the vibes? Are we here for, it's a good romantic feeling. Let's keep it as this, and let's see if you can build for the next 4 or 5 years. But time is beautiful, man. We haven't got time, man. Chelsea will probably spend next season. Man City are probably 70% of what they're trying to achieve right now. Liverpool and next season they'll be back. Let's not kid themselves. They'll be back. So for me it's a big season, man. And we are going to be like 15, 20 points away again. And then you're looking at the kind of the fixtures we've got, mate. It's not very kind, mate. In the mix with Europa League. Thursday night. So it's not ideal, man. It's not ideal.
Yeah,
just to ask you something quick, because obviously at Chelsea, it's been a bit mad on like the football Twitter, especially like shortly before Lampard got sacked, and even like for a little while after that. And obviously, I'm not in the Manchester United football Twitter, scene, shall we say? Maybe Lewis knows a little bit more than me, but is it is there this divide between fans as well of the ones that just back Ole no matter what kind of thing, and there's the other ones that really just want him gone? And do these people just come at each other, like get at their throats constantly, or is it somewhat peaceful?
massively, mate? You know what I mean? Listen, this is the thing with me. I think I had a platform, and I must have said about September 2019. I always remember this day when we lost to West Ham, and I feel like Mark Noble played like prime Iniesta, and he bossed in midfield. That was when I turned on the manager and I said, "I'm Ollie out. I'm done with this manager. I don't see any kind of vision. I don't see any future of winning trophies with this manager." And ever since then, it's been same old naive football. And I feel like for me, what I think with the two fans is, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of fans who think, sack the manager, what does that prove? What would that achieve? There's still the problem are the Glazers, and I understand that. I am totally with you. But what I do think is that Ollie still is a problem. And I think fans, there's two fans of it, and I feel like fans who will back Ollie and they back the process, and they built on the traditions of Celtic function, they built on the traditions of what the football club is, and the Busby base of giving chance to a manager, giving chance and opportunity for them to grow. And there's another side to it, looking at thinking, right, is this sustainable? Are we going to fall behind the likes of Man City, the likes of Chelsea, who for me are emerging now, the likes of Liverpool, who probably will be coming back next season and probably spending? Are we going to be behind them lot? And that's what people want. And I feel a lot of people do. Everyone cares, but they care in different ways. And I feel like ultimately the goal is to win trophies and to take Man United to the next level. And for me, what I say is, as my own self, and what my opinion is, I say that what Man United need to do and achieve is not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And it's as simple as that. Whether we can talk about Glazers and whatnot, I'm with you on that one. But still, ultimately, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has reached a ceiling. He has reached a ceiling. That maybe top four. And I'll say to him, you know what? Credit to you. You've made top four. But take the next level. To take Man United to the next level, you need a better manager. And everyone can see that. All rival fans can see that. Everyone who's in the football industry can see that. But ultimately, the Glazers have got us where they want, man. Top four, 100 million, and we're happy, you know?
That's the thing, because I feel like with your board, I don't know how to say how similar they are, but they do remind me of Arsenal's board in the terms of they don't necessarily view trophies as success. They view positions as success because the amount of money that can gain as a result of that. Is that the same case for you guys?
I think, you know what, it's probably is the same case because I feel like, you know, there's not been a kind of... and listen, I'll say what I've got to say about Ollie, but has he been back to the full potential of, you know, what the signings were? Probably not. You know what I mean? And the Glazers, they'll only come as far as you can you take. And I feel like for me, Glazers are happy where they are. They're top four. They're still known about. They're still one of the biggest franchises in the world. You know, they've got a fan base there. And when everything goes back into place and fans are back in the stadium, they'll get even more money. Imagine all the people that wanted to go Megastore for the last 1 year and a half. Imagine all the people that wanted to go, you know what I mean, and buy the hospitality now. It will be under the roof. And I feel like for me, we're in a dangerous situation right now. When all the fans come back in here and we're in top four and still fans are happy about certain situations, I think it could be even more catastrophic because more money goes to the Glazers and then more money is not put into the football club. And that is a problem.
Yeah, that was going to be my thing with you guys as well, because I'm seeing you guys as a club, and if the board are happy with your revenue right now, and even it's the case that you're not succeeding, is this where it ends for Manchester United in the future? Is that what? Because they're not going. If we're going to really deep it, they're going to be the constant right now, at least for the very consistent future, like next 10, 20 years, the minimum.
Who's that? Sorry,
is this going to be the peak?
Who's that? Sorry.
What?
So I didn't hear you there. Say that again. Sorry.
No, I was saying because your board are going to be here for the long-term future. Is this area that you're in right now the peak of where Manchester United can aim to be as long as you have this board?
Yeah, I think so, man. I think so. But then again, man, you know what I mean. In terms of how you kind of, you know, owners can do what they want, and I feel like owners will stay there, but. You know what I mean? Is that something I can concentrate on? You know what I say? There's a biggest analogy I've heard, man. It's like, you know, you have the older brother. You know, what I mean, it's like when you have a fight with the older brother or whatnot, you always get on the little ones, don't you? And I feel that's what he is now, right now. I can't get up to the Glazers. I think when Donny van der Beek signed, there was hashtag Glazers out finished. I've not seen it since hashtag Glazers out, by the way, because football works like that. When the results are going well, people forget that it doesn't remain a constant. What remains a constant is the manager, scrutiny of the manager. You know what I mean? In terms of what his football play style, because you see it week in, week out. I don't see what's going on with the Glazers until we hear annual reports, until we hear kind of financial reports and whatnot. We don't really look at the Glazers as a person. That's a problem right now. The real problem right now, in terms of what we see on the football pitch, is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But when you look at it in terms of, that's why I say eye test is a beautiful thing. When you look at where we are in the league, secondly, you're probably thinking, why are you complaining? But is it a true reality and a true reflection of the Premier League this season? When you look at the madnesses that's gone on, when you look at maybe we could be 20, 30 points behind, Man City. Same with Mourinho when we had Mourinho. But then again, it's like people forget that, don't they? They forget that maybe Mourinho when he finished second with Man United he said it was the best achievement he's ever done. And Man United said to him, "What are you talking about?" And it's the same reality now. Maybe it'll be ironic how the kind of talk is at the end of the season if we don't win trophies and we become second. What's the excuses then? So I think Glazer will be here for a long time, and unless Man United are serious about doing it, they won't go. We had the Saudi owners come in. Glazers wanted $5 billion. They wanted $5 billion. So they've left.
$5 billion.
Yeah, they want $5 billion, man. You know what I mean? Even though the club's worth about $3 billion, they want
one
five.
Wasn't big enough. Raw.
Yeah, you go down. I think they bought the club for about 600 million. I think it was. But we're nearly 500 million debt. You got to add that, man. You got 500 million debt, then you got to add in 5 billion on top, mate. Come on, man. Who's gonna buy that football club, man? Who's gonna want to buy that? You know what I mean? It's crippled with debt. You know what I mean? It doesn't have the football structure. It doesn't have any kind of it's just, for me, it's a toxic club, man. And until we sort that out, man, I don't think we'll ever succeed, man. Sir Ferguson was a phenomenon. He was a special man, so it's for me, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. And it doesn't help when you have your manager out here saying in every interview that he's found himself in saying we shouldn't be considered as title challengers.
Well, there you go then.
You're Manchester United. You've spent last summer you didn't spend big, fair enough. But for the 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons before that, you spent like 100, 200 million every single season. Yeah. And then you're out here. Well, then first, either you need to get rid of the manager or you need to get rid of whoever makes decisions. Who do you sign? Because you can't sign that many people.
Woodward. Yeah, he needs to go. Woodward out, Glazers out. You know what I mean? But maybe they go all tank in tank. Someone says, Ollie's a puppet for the Glazers. I said that about a year ago, and people still laughed at me. It's all it's a sync. You know what I mean? They're all going together. They all don't know what's, When I looked at Tuchel, what did you see what he said about Tuchel? What he said about the job? He goes, I'll probably get sacked. They give me a contract. I'll probably get sacked, but I'm gonna go in here. I want to do what I'm gonna do. That's the mentality I want. Knowing that you're gonna get sacked, mate. Knowing that my job is on the line if I don't succeed. He said it. Tuchel said it after a few days into the job. Come on, people, man. I want that kind of mentality
before he joins.
But there you go then. So for me, that knowing that mentality of right, I've got 2 years here. What can I do? How can I succeed? Let me get the best out of what I've got? And Abramovich, give me this right now. I want this war chest. 200 million this summer. Right, if you're going to sack me, give me that money right now. And Abramovich will say, you know what? Go on then. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy players that are going to be built for when you leave, though. So you buy players that will be there after I've left. And they'll say, you know what? Okay, then I'll do that. Right, deal agreed. And then he's there now. So he could be getting an 18-month contract, but it could be viewed for maybe 3 or 4 years. But we gave a contract to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, which at that time, in hindsight, it seemed the right decision. But right now, he's got a contract in the summer. Sorry, next summer his contract runs out. Next summer. And I don't know, I'll put the question out to you guys, you know what I mean? Does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer deserve a new contract? Obviously, you'll say yeah because you're rival fans. But would he, if you looked at it, bias aside, does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer deserve a new contract? For me, I'm not too sure, mate.
For me, it's only a question mark now because I'd still wait to see what the end of the season says. Right now, biggest thing for me is Ole's barely even taking you lot past the semi-final, let alone getting you guys to a trophy. If Ole could get you a trophy, if he got you top 4 in the Europa League, maybe it gives him another year at the job. Anything else, like if you got top 4 by itself, that still wouldn't be progress, but maybe you'd accept the flat line with the way the season's been in general. That's what we were going to accept anyway, even with the money that we spent. 4th place, fine. If we end up getting it because of how messed up the season is, I don't care. We take it, we move on. Anything less than that for you guys, yeah, I don't know how the hell he's keeping his contract. It wouldn't make any sense.
I think that's what Chelsea have done well, though. They've sacked but still got trophies. And you know what? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. If Man United had that kind of approach, I think Man United fans as a whole would probably, see that as a kind of a success. Because when you look at it, you might have sacked managers and you're thinking, "Wow, this Abramovich guy is ruthless, isn't it?" But what he's done is he's kept it fresh all the time, and he's not based it on sentiment. He's based it on what's best for Chelsea Football Club. That's what he's done it as. And yes, we don't have similar owners in terms of Glazers are nothing what compared to Abramovich's. He still has a structure. He still has that woman that does the transfers and whatnot. He has a sporting director. He has all that sort of stuff. But what you got to realize is though that maybe if we'd have done, say after Mourinho or whatnot, we gave Mourinho a transfer. The way we've done it, I don't think it was the right way. Maybe we could have done it in a way where we went, you know what, 2-year contract. If you can't do it in 2 years, we give you something and based on whatnot. Right, you move on. And then if you win a trophy at that time and we still don't think you're good enough, then you move on. So maybe, I don't know, man. We are based on, giving managers time. And I'm not too sure, man, if that will be, that might haunt us for a while, man, because City get messy next year. City improve even more. They'll bridge the gap. And I feel like that gap, I don't want it to be like that. I want it to still be that we can talk to fans and say, you know what, we're Man United Football Club. We're still the biggest club in the world. Yes, nostalgia maybe, but in terms of football, we're not there in terms of football and ability, and that's what I don't want to do. I don't want to get, to the point where we're millions of miles away from the elite clubs like the Bayern Munichs, the so on. I don't want to be in the Europa League next year. That will hurt me the most, mate. Being in the Europa League next year, that would hurt me, but it is what it is, isn't it, man? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear that. Let's try and take this back now towards Manchester United versus Chelsea. And I want to find out your thoughts going into the game as well, because realistically, you lot should be quietly confident for this game, mainly in terms of your abilities as individuals, but also in terms of your record at the Bridge. Can't believe I'm saying this, but you have the potential to win 4 games in a row at the Bridge, back to back for the first time in your history. And as Chelsea fans and bond the points and everything, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a manager can't go 4 wins on bounce at Stamford Bridge. Not at the Cathedral.
You never know, man. You never know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna back him and say, you know what, man, he's got a chance of this game if he is very, very positive. If he's negative, I think for me, we're gonna lose this game. But it's the problem. If Chelsea play a high line, I think Man United have got this game massively. And honestly, mate, if you guys play a high line and start thinking, I know you got your guy Christensen and whatnot, you know what I mean? But if Christensen and Rudiger
everything's getting locked down tomorrow, AC Penitentiary, we out here.
Wow. But do you know what I mean? Like, if you guys play a high line and you start saying, oh, you know what, man, these are awful, these lot. Let's push up a bit. And if you try to do that, then I think Rashford and Martial, whoever's up top here, and Bruno will get in behind and will cause you massive problems. But if you sit deep and you are very, very resolute and you stick on Bruno and you have someone marking him and you try and make it very, very, defensively resolute, it's literally going to be, a walking train. And I feel like for me, it's going to be, kind of Chelsea have the advantage, because we can't break down teams who have a low block. That's been our Achilles heel since the start of the season. We've had a couple of draws, defeats, like it's been very, very awful, mate, So in terms of the game, I think Ollie has to go for it, man. And he's been very, very cowardly in the top 6 games. Like I said to you, no wins in the top 6, 1 goal in the top 6. And that wasn't even no open play goals in the top 6. Listen, I could give you the stats, mate, But what I will give Ollie is Stamford Bridge record has been brilliant. Can he go one further? Can he do that? You know what? Can he test themselves? You know what? Let's do this, man. Let's end Chelsea's, Champions League hopes of winning second position. Can we end that right now? Because I feel like if Chelsea win this, they've got a top two. There's a race for top two. In terms of they can possibly achieve it. But if we go in there and we start hesitating, it could be one of them sticky games. But I feel like Chelsea are quietly confident. I feel like you guys are, you're a bit worried because of the fact that in the top 6 games you haven't been there. But I feel like you should be quietly confident because we haven't been convincing, man, in this top 6 battle, man. We haven't, man. We haven't.
But then you also haven't lost an away game all season, to be fair.
And
like
that's
in the Premier League, obviously.
Yeah, that's my other hope. We haven't lost it. You know what I mean? But then again, I was looking at this fixture. I was thinking we haven't played in that whole. The whole year we were playing here. I don't think we played a back-to-back away game against Chelsea and Man City, and that's my worry. I know we got Crystal Palace in there, but in that kind of run we had, and I'm not discrediting Ollie for that run, phenomenal run, and you give credit to where it's due. But in that run, did we play, this kind of, back-to-back level of, how like certain teams you play Liverpool away and Arsenal away? It's difficult, isn't it? And you're probably gonna concede, you're gonna probably lose one game or you win one game, whatever. But the likelihood is it's gonna be a tough game, isn't it? So we haven't had that of Chelsea away and Man City away. They're two difficult grounds, and and I feel like for me that away record, I don't think it counts for this game because it's a totally different game, and it's a game where Chelsea have the quality to go and beat us. They do, they really do.
That's my thing, because you said your biggest worry is trying to break down a low block, and I think with us, to an extent, it might be the same thing, like only to a small extent, because we've spent most of Tuchel's reign literally just doing that ourselves. Like with Burnley, with Newcastle, Spurs as well, even Atletico Madrid. But there have also been different varies of quality in the teams that we face. Like we've had our lower half of the table teams. We've also had Atletico Madrid. Our problem has still been breaking down teams in the final third. The only thing that really gets us by is that everyone can get involved. Like we have the most goal scorers in the Premier League this season. So at the very least, if our strikers stop showing up, which, I mean, you wouldn't be blamed to think that they wouldn't, especially the way the season's gone.
Yeah.
You've got wing backs that can come and get involved with a goal or two. Jorginho will take a few penalties. I think that's how he'll get involved with it. Kovacic, maybe not, but the back three as well, they also get heavily involved with it as well. There's plenty of different options around the pitch, whereas with you guys, it's literally more, you keep Bruno quiet, you keep Rashford quiet, you probably kept Manchester United quiet in itself. And it's probably an even bigger worry for you guys that you're without Paul Pogba for this game as well, because that's when I'm more worried about
ball carrier.
You lot with Pogba is different.
Yeah, ball carrier, man. I think I'm in a game against Pogba versus Kante. I don't know if you know the game, but he destroyed him, man. I feel like for me, that kind of ball carrier for me is going to be massive. We don't have the ball carrier in there. We don't have someone. Maybe McTominay could do that, but he's not a very good passer the ball. So, and he's a doubt for the game tomorrow, by the way. So he could be playing or not. So that'll be interesting. But if we play Matic in there, Matic and Fred against Kovacic and Mount and all that, a lot of energy in there, man. So midfield battle's key tomorrow, man. I don't know what you guys say, but I think midfield battle, will be key tomorrow. So it's going to be a tough one, man. It's going to be a tough one. But I feel like that away record, man, I'm going to hold my hands on that thing. You know what? Can we do the job, man? Can we do the job? But it's all down to Wally, man. If he's... My United fans can only gas up the game, man. I feel like for me, I can only project what I've seen for the last top 6 games. A lot of people want me to be positive, but I can't. The level of football and the kind of ambition for these top 6 games has been dire. It's been dire. It's been very lackluster and uninspiring, bro.
Oh, connection message. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Yeah. Your thing with the top 6, and I understand that as well with your players going forward, but I did want to talk about the defense as well while we're still here, because I want to have a chat about Lindelof. I want to have a chat about Harry Beckenbauer himself as well.
Yeah.
And what's been the problem?
Beckenbauer's gone, by the way. That name's gone, man. I probably apologize to Beckenbauer. Hey?
Permanently retired now.
Yeah. I remember. I don't know if you've seen the tweet to actually friends Beckenbauer. He's on Twitter, but he hasn't tweeted for about 5 years, I think. But I remember I tweeted him. I said to him, that name is no longer in use anymore. So we won't talk about that, you know what I mean? But we can talk about the defense though if you want to.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
we'll
mean?
talk about defense because I wanted to ask, what's the problem with? Is it more individuals defensively, or is it the system itself letting them down, or is it just the back four in general
Combination
and
of
just the
both.
fact
It's
you're
a combination
missing
of both.
certain type? Go on.
The combination of both, and it's a combination of favoritism as well. Listen, Maguire. Listen, this is the conundrum, right? Maguire is good with Bailly. Bailly is good with both of them. Maguire is not good with Lindelof. Lindelof is good with Bailly. See what I'm trying to say to you, bro? So that's how crazy it is. Lindelof
So
and
it's
Bailly.
Eric Bailly plus, and you're good.
There you go, then. But that's the problem, though. Ollie has never saw that. How can you not see that Bailly is better with one of them? Maguire and Lindelof cannot play with each other, but Bailly and two of them are good. And that's why, for me, I just don't understand it, man. I really, really don't understand it. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, for me, he's had the two double pivots of McTominay and Fred protecting them too. So what you then get is, you get your football being so bad because what you have is then, if you're protecting them both together, there's a heavily reliance on Bruno to create. And once you block that source of, creativity out, then you've got nothing in that midfield. So it all, you know what I mean? The defense is rubbish because of the midfield. The midfield is rubbish because of the defense. And that's the difference. And I feel like Maguire and Lindelof, they sit back, and it's almost inviting pressure. And he doesn't, and Ollie doesn't see that. And every fan can see it, but Ollie doesn't see it. And I'm like, just change it up, man. At least with Chelsea, what you guys do, you change it up every time. Every game, I see there's a new defense. And I'm like, they're looking like they're trying to do something. We just never, ever do it. And someone said in the comments there, is Bailly fit? He is fit, but you don't want to use him. He played in the Europa League game. So what does that mean? He will probably drop him for the game against you. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be his own.
Martial play?
Sorry?
Didn't Bruno and Martial play on Thursday?
Yeah, Bruno and Martial played. Bruno played for half time. Martial played for the full game, I think. Yeah, full game. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but with that in mind, though, Bailly isn't still coming back from fitness. He's like fully fit, or is it still a sharpness thing with him?
What was that? Sorry.
Okay, so you're saying because Bruno and Martial still play, so they're probably still going to play on Sunday regardless. What's the thing with Bailly though? Is it the thing you can't do 2 games a week? Is he still trying to
that's
get
a myth, mate. That's a myth. That's a big myth. Well, the problem is, he's injury prone. But as a Man United fan, do I want to be thinking about? Listen, this is a weird analogy I'm going to use. Am I going to look at and think, I've got to wait for the injury or whatnot? Like, if I'm a Man United, I want to see my best players. When you look at Real Madrid right now, and they had Sergio Ramos. I'm not comparing the both two together. They had Sergio Ramos, but he was injury prone, but he was a top quality player. Would they risk him being on the bench and say, you know what, nah, but he's injury prone? They would play him until you drop him, until he drops. Play him, man. We've had him for 5 years. He's been injury prone. What kind of what I'm looking for? Like, would it be any kind of more, damage that he's out again if he gets injured? Would it be any? And I know that sounds very, very bad and harsh on him, but just play the guy, man, and let's see when he gets injured and whatnot. Because for me, if you play your best defenders, you've got a better chance of winning. You have got a better chance of winning the game. You know what I'm saying to you, man? Yeah, man, I am, but that's not the energy right now because I feel like for me, I always said I'm gonna wait till the end of the season. We don't win a trophy. We've got to have the pressure. We've got to say, listen, you've got to go, mate. You've got to go. But my stance is I've never ever backed the manager in terms of I don't believe he's gonna win his trophies, and that's my issue. But when you look at Bayern, man, just play the guy, mate. Don't worry about the injuries. When they come, they come. That's life, mate. You deal with things in life, don't you? When they come, then you deal with it. You know what I mean? So I'm frustrated when I don't see Bayern, man, playing because he's our best defender.
That's the thing, because I understand protecting players, and like for Christian Pulisic as an example, I hold the same energy where it's like I don't want to see this guy play every week. I want us to protect him and try and get him to get confidence in his own body back and also build up strength in himself. But same way,
man,
football players need to play, especially when they're that vital to your squad, like you're saying right now. Eric Bailly, I think if you manage him well enough, you should be able to get him through at least a run of games. I won't say a full season because
He played
a full
5 games
season
in a
might be too
row,
much
and then he got
task.
the thing is, he got injured because he kicked a car. I think it's something like that. He kicked a car.
Picked a car.
Yeah, he kicked a car. I think he yeah, it's crazy, man. He's a madman. He's a madman. I think he kicked a car bonnet or something like that, or he just summited basically. Yeah, it's crazy, man. You know what it is? Yeah, I'll find this story now, man. It's crazy, man. Like, you know, it
Man
is for
told
me.
Picked a car, bruv. You know, when you have an injury record like that, I wouldn't do rash things like that anyway. Oh, wait, they're saying it's a car crash. Was it a car crash?
No, was it a car incident? I don't think that was no. Was it a car?
Maybe he had a car crash, didn't get injured. He was so annoyed at the other dude, he kicked his car.
Maybe. Let me.
Was it a car crash? Someone said to me he kicked a car, something like that. I'm telling you, man.
He was a passenger in a car that skidded on ice and collided with a tree.
Oh, my bad then, my bad. All right, my bad then, people.
Kicking a car.
Yeah, so honestly, man, someone said to me he kicked a car. And this is a proper guy who, like, you know, who's in Man United and knows his sources and whatnot. You know, so okay, fair play, my bad for that. But he got, like, you know what I mean? Like, when he has it, like when you have them kind of injuries, it's kind of like bizarre, like, you know, outside of training and whatnot. Like, there's a few times when he had like he was having fights with Zlatan, and apparently he like, you know, there was some sort of injuries and whatnot he pulled. Like, he has bizarre injuries that people don't know about, and he has it off like in training grounds or whatnot, and it's very, very kind of intense, you know, in training. He does like late tackles and whatnot, so he's a madman, but he still has to play.
Yeah, well, I hope for our sake he doesn't play. I'm still hoping for that Victor Lindelof and Maguire partnership. But let's also move on to Chelsea, because I want to hear your thoughts on Chelsea before and after Thomas Tuchel, because I remember, especially in the summer, we were all doing a lot of videos at that point, and a lot of it was centered around Ole versus Lampard and which one's going to be the better manager out of the two.
Yeah, what happened?
Obviously, bit of spoilers right now, and yeah, one of our legends didn't make it. It's a sticky one still, but it's also for the greater good. And Loki, I want to know what your thoughts were behind Frank Lampard's final few weeks, and also the first 6 weeks we've had under Thomas Tuchel since then.
I think Lampard, for me, you know, I mean, it was always going to be an uphill task, man. It was always going to be kind of, you know, the way that Chelsea Football Club is run, the ruthlessness, the way that Chelsea are built on, you know, winning trophies by any means necessary. It was always going to be that. It was always going to be a case of, you know, Lampard was going to be on, you know, like a rope that's like burning and it's reaching the end of the kind of the end of the other side of the rope. It was always going to be like that for me, and I just like, you know, Lampard did what he had to do to take Chelsea where they were. Similar with Ole, he got them to a ceiling. Top four was that ceiling, and let's be honest with yourself. I don't think he could get Chelsea any kind of more than that. And I feel like with the players he's got, I don't think he was the right manager to kind of bridge the gap in terms of, you know, keeping that squad together, the kind of the players in there, the level of coaching that was involved. Could he get the best out of players? And ultimately, Abramovich took the hit. Players do stay, man. Managers don't stay. Players do stay. And I feel like that was a battle. It was more easier to sack Lampard than to get Werner and consider him as a flop, or consider him as a player that is not in his plans, or Ziyech or whatever. You know, their players were there. They spent money. So for me, it was uphill struggle with Lampard. And for me, I think he's done well to promote the youth, and I think he's done well to kind of take Chelsea to where they were. I think a lot of Chelsea fans do need to thank him for that, you know. And I will do the same with Ole. You know, I thank him for what he's done, but it's time to go. With Tuchel, I'm not gonna lie to you, I give him a lot of banter. You know, I still think for me, you know, the element of Van Gaal is in there in terms of the way he plays, you know, playing out from the back, the way it's very, very possession-based football. Wingers are vital in the system, you know, especially with the Jorginho pivot, you know, that kind of player there to come out from the back and then play it, you know. It is a lot of in there, but with Van Gaal, what he didn't have, though, he didn't have the players. And what Tuchel's got now, he's got the players to do what he's implementing style. And I feel like that will be the kind of thing for Tuchel. I think he got how many goals he conceded now? 3 goals in this reign. Have you conceded something like that?
I think it's just two. One was an own goal as well.
So you are resolute now. You know, you are kind of hard to beat. You know, it is a good, you know, you've got a good team there. All you need was a manager. I think for me, Tuchel has come in there, put his stamp. I remember when he had, the amount of touches and the amount of balls he had in Wolves game. I thought, wow, is that one training ground session? Is that one?
Yeah, that was a bit mad. That was a bit mad. Like I
that
think
was crazy.
We touched on this before. Like that was kind of the crazy thing with Frank. Like Lampard said in like January time, saying, "Oh, we signed 6 new players, and when you sign so many new players, it's difficult to like especially get the pressing right and stuff like that."
Yeah.
And then Tuchel literally had one training session, an hour's training session the night before a game, and we was pressing better than we ever have under Frank. Like it was a bit of a
first 10-15 minutes in the Wolves game, I was sitting there like, yeah, it was Lampard. It was Lampard. Literally, the first 15 minutes, I was like, yeah, it was Lampard. We're sorted. It was the most relieving game I've had as a Chelsea fan in ages, because I was like, cool,
massively,
we haven't signed a bunch of bums. Thank God. We actually got quality.
Yeah.
I need to remember this. But we also... Go on.
No, I was just saying, like,
done a good job.
Yeah, I mean, it is tough if you think back to Frank. I mean, say you touched on it earlier. It's like when you have that legend coming in, and I would argue Frank Lampard is that even more so than Solskjaer probably is at Manchester United.
Yeah, I would
Lampard for us is more like, I don't know, a Paul Scholes maybe in terms of level legend kind of thing. And it's just crazy. Like we wanted that to work so badly, but it just didn't. And in hindsight, we kind of just have to accept and have to agree that it had to be done, and that you could argue maybe it should have been even done a couple of weeks before, but hey, it was done. Everything other than the league title is still to play for. So, let's hope it was the right time. Let's hope we can break some voodoos tomorrow, whether it's Solskjaer's record at the bridge, whether it's, Manchester United not losing away. Let's just hope we can break all of those things, get the dub tomorrow. I'm just saying this as if I'm rounding up because I need to head off. Cheers, Lewis, for having me on. Nice to talk to you.
Man. I'll be on your stream in a couple minutes, bro. Bless.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll just start my stream in 10 minutes, and Lewis will be hopping on over there soon. Cheers for having me, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah? Take care, man.
Yeah,
Thanks,
man. Appreciate it, man. Take care.
Take care, bro.
Yeah, we also got this decent question from Johnny. Says, who do you fear from our side, and what would be the biggest danger man that you'd be worried about? Just very interested to get your points.
For me, I'm gonna go with Kovacic. I think for me, what that player is underrated, man. I just look at our midfield, man. I'm worried, man. I'm worried that he will, ball. He's very, very good ball carrier. The energy he's got. I'm worried about he'll just dictate the midfield and try and make things happen. And as well, Mason Mount, man. Listen, I give a lot of stick for Mason Mount, but I think with him, he will get in the pockets, and have we got that person in there to kind of, defend that and. So I would go with Kovacic and Mason Mount, but more so Kovacic, man. Kovacic for me, underrated player, man. Very, very underrated.
Yeah, Kovacic, he's another one where I've been sitting there, and under Lampard, we were looking at him, and he just completely regressed in the last few months, but he's been absolutely revitalized in the last few games as well. Him and Jorginho together, that pivot, like the understanding between the pair of them is ridiculous.
Yeah.
As a final question before we wrap this one up, I do want to just go through a combined 11 quickly, and then we'll go through score predictions and we'll end this up. First things first, we did it on form on your live stream.
Yeah.
So do you want to do it on ability on this one?
Yeah, let's do ability.
All right, cool. We'll do it on ability. Ability. Yeah, ability actually gives you a few more names in this one.
Yeah.
So if you guys think I put it as a disadvantage, it's cool. We literally did on Saeed's stream the one on form. So if you guys want to check that out, check out his stream from yesterday as well. Let's start off with the formation. What formation are we going for?
Let's go classic, man. Classic 4-3-3, man. You know what I mean?
Classic 4-3-3. Love to see it. If we're doing this on ability, do you want to just take goalkeeper and we'll move?
Yeah, come on, man. We'll take that down the game in there.
Yeah. All due respect to Edouard Mendy, and he has had an amazing season, but it's a sticky one still. We know what it is. We know what David De Gea is on.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. Does get benched by Kepa on the regularly for Spain, but we'll move on. We'll go into right back.
Yeah, we'll move on.
Right back. I still say right back's a Reece James one still. I don't think that one changes. Again, it's no disrespect to Wan-Bissaka, who I think is an amazing defensive player, but I think Reece James just offers more, and I still think Reece James is good defensively in himself.
All right, I'll give you that one.
All right, cool. So we got Reece James and Edouard Mendy so far.
Yeah.
Now we go to the back two, and
back two for me. I know you're gonna pick in there. I'm picking Bailly, mate. I'm picking Bailly in there. He's got to be in there for me. Bailly, so I don't know who you're going to pick.
Centre back, I'd hear that. Like anyone else, I'd be like, nah, it's got to be too Chelsea. But
Yeah,
right now,
Bailly's in there.
Yeah, because Eric Bailly does transform your defense. And I do remember last season, I think Eric Bailly's first game back was the 2-0 at Stamford Bridge, wasn't it? It was one of his first games back, and he was just ridiculous the entire 90 minutes.
Very good. Remember that one,
the
scissor kick foul? You know when he did that little scissor foul where it was both of his legs, you know what I mean? It was unbelievable that game. The block as well. Yeah.
Yes. No, I remember this one where he just took the ball out of pressure, out of a 3-man press and nearly started a counter-attack.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that one as well. Madman. He's a madman. That's what we call him, man. Madman Bailly.
Yeah, man. It was very reminiscent of some of the moves I was seeing this guy do on Wednesday as well. But yes.
How old is he, by the way, Christian? How old is he?
What?
How old is
Christian? He should be 23, turning 24. I don't think he's turning 25, but he should be around 23, 24 years old.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, it's going to be Thiago Silva and Eric Bailly in this one, I'm guessing. We ain't going to have any more debates other than that.
Yeah, I'm going Luke Shaw left back, you know. I'm sorry, but I think Luke Shaw, for me, you know, Chilwell, yes, he's good going forward, but as an overall left back, I'm getting Shaw in there. It's got to be Shaw, man. And for me, I'm not going to lie to you, I've been a very, very big critic of Shaw, but I'm going with Shaw, man.
How's Shaw overall defensively? Because
very good, man. Probably the best in the league defensively.
If we take this season out of account, because if we're going to do on ability, we can't do it.
He was good as well. He was good last year as well. Chilwell for me, yeah. I don't know, man. Even Leicester days, look at Lee Chappie, man. Shout out Lee Chappie, but he goes, no, Chilwell was suspect as well for Leicester. He didn't really fancy him as well.
Bro, I've spent the last minute just trying to come up with an argument. Like, you might as well have Luke Shaw.
Come on, man.
Take it. Like,
people say that Tellez, yeah. The thing with Tellez is, I'm putting it as an overall better left back in terms of, you know, how we play right now, especially by United. Tellez for me would be in there all day long if we were playing like a European kind of fixture or whatnot. But I think Tellez is a good player, but I just feel like we still need to see more of him. I can't just put him in there because I've seen it from his Porto days, you know what I mean? Like, have to see it maybe in the Premier League and then go from it there.
All right, so we're going for a back four of James, Silva, Bailly, and Luke Shaw. Cool. Yeah, that works. Midfield 3 now. Ability.
Easy, man. Easy for us, man. We've got Pogba, Bruno in there all day long. You know, you can have whatever you want wherever you want, mate. Just get a CDM. Can't say Bruno and Pogba, but that's easy. Easy, bro. Can't say Pogba, Bruno.
Ability.
Come on, man. Can't say
Pogba, Bruno. I can't say nothing about Bruno's output because it is ridiculous. But
come on, man. Ability said.
The thing with Bruno is he can go through games. He goes through massively. Then he'll just pop up with a goal or an assist. That's why I'm not too sure whether Pogba can get in the team. I'm not even going to sit here and try and have an argument about that. Bruno, I think there's a bit more of a debate because I'm thinking.
Not really, man. Come on, man. Over who?
If we're talking ability, I'm talking about the generational youth talent that we have.
Days, man.
You already know, bruv.
Come on, Lewis, man.
If we're doing ability and we aren't doing form, we did form yesterday. And I didn't even mention Havertz's name, but we're doing ability. I'm thinking Kai
Havertz is next to none, mate. You've not even seen Havertz's ability for Chelsea. You've not seen it.
Okay, you said not for Chelsea, so cool. If it was
there
in general,
that's why I said I didn't want Tellez in there.
Oh, because so you're doing Premier League ability.
Premier League ability, yeah. You put Kante in there, lad. You know what I mean?
Fine. Yeah, cool. If we're doing it based on Premier, because cool. There's an argument for Kovacic. There is an argument for Kovacic.
There's an argument, for Kovacic, but not. Come on, man. Kante over Bruno.
I think Kovacic over Bruno, if we're talking on ability, might be a decent debate. But I think if we're doing it on Premier League ability, I do think it's a semi-decent.
No, but what I'm doing is I'm putting the attacking midfielder as Bruno, then I'm putting Pogba as a roaming 8, then I'm putting Kante as a sitting midfielder, even though he's not really a sitting midfielder.
So we just done this, even drop Kante out of position. I can't be asked.
Well, there you go then.
So Kante.
Put Jorginho in there then, innit? Something like that.
We'll do Kovacic / Bruno because I really can't finish this debate up. But we'll leave that to everyone in the comment section. That's a really shameless way to get away from it, but let's do that. Front three now.
Yeah.
On ability.
Okay, what's your front three? And then we'll decide, like, in terms of... No, you're actually your front three for Chelsea. Your front three for Chelsea. What is your front three?
On ability alone, I'll go for...
Go on.
Pulisic on the left.
Rashford all day long.
Rashford can go in the middle.
No.
It's Rashford or Giroud for me.
No, I'll put Rashford on the left. Rashford has to go on the left.
You want Rashford on the left? Okay.
Yeah.
So
he's better than Pulisic.
In the middle, I'd go Olivier Giroud. And on the right, I'd go...
I'll go Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood. Come on, man.
Yeah, we're going to have the youth debate on this one.
Come on, man. Are you mad, mate? Even Hudson-Odoi is like 21, isn't he, man? He's not even a youth anymore, mate.
Yeah, but I feel like with Mason Greenwood, this is one of the things I can rate Ole for. He's actually given Greenwood more of the opportunities to show his talent. We haven't had that until Tuchel's joined. You're seeing Hudson-Odoi ball out now, but it's in a very small circle.
Do you know what? I'm not going to lie to you. I made a mistake on that one. On ability, you could probably have Ziyech on the right. Yeah, I'll make a mistake there. Yeah. I'm even giving you help, mate. I'm even giving you help, man.
If you're going to put Ziyech over Greenwood, I'll put Ziyech in there anyway.
Yeah, I'll let you have Ziyech because I was thinking, I forgot about Ziyech. Yeah, Ziyech on ability.
Okay, then I'm thinking I want Hudson-Odoi on the left-hand side.
No, you're not having that. Sorry, mate. I'm giving you two positions here. You know what? No, I'm having Martial up top then on ability. Over Werner.
I didn't even
unless you fight for Giroud.
Okay,
then fight over Giroud then. Martial over Giroud then.
Martial over Giroud? Internationally?
No, I'm saying to you, bring your argument for Giroud over Martial. Then I'll let you have that.
Okay, my argument for Giroud over Martial is that he does more in games. He involves other players in the game as well. He's more dangerous in the air. He's probably more clinical. His link-up play is better. He's a better passer. The only thing Martial has over him is that he's probably a better dribbler and he's quicker.
What about Rashford, Cavani, and then you got Ziyech? You know what it is, yeah, and that's going against what I said because I've not really proved it on it's not really proved it on the Premier League stage. All right, we'll go with Rashford, Ziyech, and then Giroud. That fair?
Yeah, you know what? I'll take that. What
about the people? Yeah. Is that good people? Rashford, Giroud, and then
there'll always be someone in there that's going to disagree.
Giroud has proved it. Yeah, me. Giroud has proved it. You know what I mean?
So what was our lineup? That was David De Gea in goal, Reece James, Silva, Bailly, Luke Shaw, Kante, Pogba, Bruno / Kovacic. Rashford, Giroud, and Ziyech. That's our lineup. Okay, cool. Yeah, you know
that's
what?
Fair enough. And then the manager, you want the manager Tuchel or?
Are we going to debate the manager?
Yeah, you can have the manager, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, cool. Thomas Tuchel's treble sealing tricky blues. We're back in business. We're happy. As a final question, bro, score prediction. Let me know your thoughts.
0-0.
A dead 0-0 again.
Dead 0-0, mate. Don't be surprised, guys. Mate. Sorry, guys. We're gonna bore you to death, mate. It's a 0-0, mate. Sorry.
No, I don't expect an interesting game anyway, but I thought at the least you'd say there was a goal or two in it.
Nah, mate. Sorry.
Sorry,
man. And every time, sorry to cut you off there, but every time I predicted 0-0, what's happened? It's been a 0-0 in the top 6 games.
Maybe top it's 6, by the way, man. Maybe it's you. Maybe
it is me, but I can only reflect on what I've seen.
And the jammiest thing is you take the draw as well not over the win, but you take the draw and leave with it.
Yeah, of course.
Happily.
Yeah.
For me, again, not a lot of goals in this game. Probably going to say 1-0 Chelsea. I couldn't tell you for the life of me who's going to score because we have nobody that's really clinical, but everyone gets involved. So somebody's going to get involved. But I think it's going to be 1-0 Chelsea. But guys, this is the end of yet another banging live stream. I do hope you guys have enjoyed this. Said, you already know, check out United Central, but where else can everyone find you?
Yeah, man, and Twitter at realist_187, Instagram Saeed_realist. Yeah, man, come find me on there, man. Big up for having me on, man. Big up to to the comment section, but being wild up there. You man are arguing amongst yourselves, but yo, big up yourselves still.
Yeah, man. Big up everyone who's been locked in from the start to finish. Saeed as well. Thanks for jumping on. It's great to chat again. This is half the reason why I look forward to United. No, this is the only reason why I look forward to United Chelsea games at this point, especially with our record against you. It's like 1 win in 8 against you in all competitions. It's really been stinky the last few years.
Exactly. But so hopefully, man, you know, regardless of what we say, I hope it's a good game, man. I hope it's a good game.
So do I, but I have a feeling we're more hoping than believing when it comes to that, especially with Ole's and everything like that. But yes, Saeed, thank you for jumping on anyway. We'll probably chat after the game, but I'll let you know anyways. Thanks for jumping on anyway. Big up everyone who's been locked in. Head on to Lawrence's live stream as well. We're going to be going straight onto there. Check him out. Smash the like and subscribe button on his channel as well. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's hope Chelsea collect the W. We're going to leave you with a beautiful photo of the Danish brick wall himself. Take care, like and subscribe, and up the Chelsea.